And we're live. Welcome, folks. How are you doing tonight? We're back. We're back with another stream, and we're back with Megalomorpha. I'm really excited about. How's everybody doing? Hope you're having a great night, day. Oh my god, Beanie's attacking my feet. I got a jump scare. Suddenly something bit my foot. Oh my god. Okay. Hi, everybody. How are you doing? Sora, Siphon, Gavel, hey Lichu, welcome. RGB, Mectal, Nid. Band, how you guys doing? Hey Mooney. Solution is to kiss Bean. I will once he's not attacking my feet. I have a can't even pull it up. He's pulling on it. I have like an old blanket on my legs because it's a very cold night, and he has decided, ouch, oh that hurts. He has decided it's very fun to play with it and to just attack it, but he doesn't know my leg is under that. He just bit me like really hard. Hey dude, come here, I'm gonna get you. I'm a criminal. The criminal. Bean, tell them what you did. What did you do? Oh, you don't want to face consequences, don't you? Of course, of course. What did you do? You bit my leg really, really hard? With all your strength? Big jump. He really sneak attacked me, yes. You showed your photography teacher my art, and he really liked it. Might base a future project on it. Hell yes! That sounds so cool, Gabbo. Hey, shoutouts to your teacher. Say hi to him for me. Maggot Pie, hello. Hey, Bean. Really loves this. Really loves this whole thing. Recorded it soon and it didn't turn out as nice as you wish, but it's better not to aim for perfection all the time. Exactly. It's okay. Sometimes things just don't turn out how you expect, and you just gotta move on and do the next one. Alright, so today, we're going to continue on something we started last week. I don't recall which stream it was of last week. It was last Thursday. Last Thursday happened to be the exact 4-year anniversary of my very first piece of horror, which is also, incidentally, the first part of Megalomorpha. So, to celebrate 4 years of horror, I decided it might be fitting to take that old piece that was meant to be one-off and not really part of a much longer series, and sort of update it, give it a little bit more depth, more images, turn it into something closer to the modern or the later parts of Megalomorpha, which have, you know, a bit more depth to them. The bug-versary, exactly. So, if you don't know, the first part of Megalomorpha, let me pull that up for you guys. Might have seen it on the announcement tweet. This here is the very first part of Megalomorpha. At the time, I just wanted to do something like a one-off little piece. I was not doing horror at the time. I was doing like more like surreal artwork. And, you know, this was just like, hey, let me branch out. I was kind of burned out on surreal stuff. I wanted to tell more of a concrete story. So I did this. And, you know, the initial idea was, well, let's just do something creepy with archaeologists that are digging something up. And I just stumbled upon a picture of a moth cocoon. I was like, that's creepy as hell. I'm just gonna modify a moth cocoon, and that's gonna be our weird monster slash artifact they find. Not really thinking about making a series out of it, right? But then I enjoyed it so much, and I wanted to continue it and do more little stories like that and kind of build a universe of these bug monsters. And that's how I started. It just started on a whim. It kind of just, I slowly built it up over time. So Bean is just he's attacking random things, I think. At least it's not my leg. 55 stream streak. Hell yeah, Siphon. So, this thing right here is now 4 years old. 4 years and a few days. And I guess I'm gonna read you all the story. Hold on, let me pull it up in the background here. Let me read you all the story so we can all catch up. You've been here on the last stream we worked on it. I'm sorry, you'll hear the story again, but it's a short one, so it's fine. Okay, so also the way it's formatted on my website, I don't love, so I'm probably gonna change that. You know, I'll also change that as I update the story. By the way, if you want to read these yourself, I'm gonna put up a link in the chat right there. You can click that and it'll bring you to the project page for Megalomorpha, which has everything. Every story I've done, it's in reverse chronological order, so these are the latest ones, and the first ones are here. So this is the first one, second one, third one. I don't know why they're in that order, and then they just go like this. Okay, so yeah, the very first one here. The following pictures and documents were retrieved from the remains of the ship Storaker, its crew and most of its cargo lost in a storm off the coast of Denmark while returning from an archaeology expedition to the Viking burial ground of Sundrum. Sundrum? I don't know how to pronounce that letter very well. Excerpt from the diary of main archaeologist Ture J. Arne. Like mispronouncing it in the most English way. It isn't pronounced like that in Swedish, but it's fine. Or in Danish. This guy's Danish. This is the guy. This is Ture. 22 March 1905. Today we dug up something strange. It wasn't far from the other graves in the area, but it was buried deeper. The extraction was difficult, since it had become encased in a hard piece of sandstone we had to break through. This artifact. It doesn't look like anything we've seen from the Vikings. It seems too detailed for one of their carvings, and the dark stone it's made of is certainly not from the region. A piece of loot from one of the raids, perhaps? We'll have to bring it back to Copenhagen and analyze it further. The crew is quite disturbed by the artifact, and I've heard far-fetched speculation about its origins. As much as I hate to admit it, it makes me feel uneasy too. There's one more thing I'm hesitating to write down. When I touched its surface, I felt a very slight vibration, nearly imperceptible. None of the others seemed to notice. Thinking back on it, that was likely the result of a tired mind and an imagination stirred by old wives' tales. Tomorrow we'll load it on the ship with the rest of the findings and come back to the museum. And here we got the remains of the ship Storaker, found the 6th of April 1905 in the Kattegat area. The ship was heavily damaged. No living crew was found on board. So, you know, we kind of jump from them finding it to the ship appearing completely empty, no living crew on board, and just leaving the mystery like that. And I figured if I were to make a sort of sequel to it, or you know, or give it more depth, I would take it from this moment up to this moment, right? Just expand on what happened on the ship. So, you know, it's 22 of March to the 6th of April. It's merely a few days. I can change the dates. I'm fine with that. But yeah, just the few days of the trip back to Copenhagen and what transpired through it. There was a storm that we know, is mentioned. Its crew and most of its cargo lost in a storm off the coast of Denmark. So that is something we gotta incorporate into the story. But apart from that, that's what we're working with. But I did for now. Happy bug lord sharing. Thank you, Maggot. Thank you for popping in. And Bishanti, 30 streams. Hell yes. But yeah, the idea I have for the story, like right after this journal entry, is they load it on the ship, and while they're traveling back, people start becoming more and more obsessed with it, and we're seeing all of this through the perspective of Toure, who's the archaeologist, the main archaeologist, but who is also getting obsessed with it. But we also see, like, through his words, that other people are like becoming unhealthily obsessed with this bug, and there's a scuffle on the ship. The captain has to like lock down the cargo hold so people don't go in and see the pupa again. It eventually, ship gets into a storm. This other shitstorm finishes in a fight. A bunch of people die, and finally the archaeologist manages to be the only one left, and presumably killing a bunch of people in his obsession for the pupa. And finally he says, now it's mine alone. He was like obsessed with like other people are gonna steal it. It's my discovery. It gets into its mind, and it wants the pupa for only himself. And finally, we get the last picture, which is the last piece of evidence left in that ship, and it is the hold of the ship. There's waves battering it, so we're in the middle of a storm, and we see the pupa in the middle being broken open as something comes out. That's what we're gonna go for. The baby, if you wanna. Kind of a baby. Not really a baby. Babies are it doesn't, bug lives don't work like that. I would say the pupa is the teenager. It's like the hormonal change in the bug's life. Hey Cabby, how you doing? So, in the last stream where we worked on this, I made this, which is a picture kind of like while the tension is starting to mount. We got the pupa back there in the cargo holds, and there's two people kind of peering at the photographer, who is, the archaeologist, not letting him pass because he's going to mention on the diary that the captain sort of put up guards at the cargo hold so people would stop making a fuss over this. And so yeah, that's basically what's going on here. It's kind of a confrontation. The sort of person who pulls out their smartphone and starts recording when they're getting escorted out of the building. That sort of situation, but with an old-timey camera. Okay, when? Love how inside the pupa is just goo. Yeah, they turn gooey. It's so strange. Metamorphosis is a strange thing. But yeah, the other picture, we thankfully found some really cool pictures of a ship in a storm. So I still haven't chosen which one it's going to be, but it's likely going to be one of these. because in this one we don't see much of the sea. I guess this one's pretty good too. I'm gonna pull that one up. And this one, you know, we don't get much of the floor. So I'd like one where we can see the floor pretty decently. And there's some, like, this one's blurrier. This one's way sharper. So we can also choose like how sharp we want it to be. You got allergies? Hell no. Why are allergies? Because our bodies are barely held together. So I don't know. It's a tough choice. If we only had the one picture of the ship in a storm, it wouldn't be I would just be super happy with having any of these individually. But we have so many cool pictures that it's so hard. It's so hard to choose, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna I guess make a sort of ranking. I'm gonna put this one the lowest because it is, you know, we don't get much of the sea. It's mostly floor. This one has a lot of water. That will cover a lot of the frame. This one I really like. I'm gonna put it number 1 for now, because we get all the chaos of the ship in a storm. We get the waves crashing into the ship, and we also get this sort of frame, making it feel like the picture was taken like shakily in between some pipes or something. Which I don't know. I like that. It creates a sort of natural frame that focuses our attention on this area. So that one's, I think, gonna be first for now. This one's also quite good. We got the wave mid crash. It's pretty cool. This one's probably the clearest one of them. It's very sharp. The picture is very well taken compared to, like, you know, these, which are a bit shaky, a bit out of focus. You can see it especially in like and the straight lines like these, as opposed to this one where we can see it's pretty clear. You can see the detail very well. That said, this one doesn't have sea in the background. It's just not as interesting of a framing, I believe. So yeah, I believe this one is my favorite. It is a really tough choice though. What do you guys think? This one, let's call it number 1. Or this one, number 2. I think those are my top 2 picks. What do you guys prefer? This one's 1. This one's 2. So here we could put the pupa like there. We have a nice space for it. It's been broken open. Something's coming out without making it really clear, right? But we got it kind of looks like a blob there, but you get the idea. Something popping out of the pupa. And I guess we can do the same here. It's gonna be a difference of how dramatic, how blurry, and how much water is around. One feels a little more frantic. That's true. Yeah, I think that's what I like about the first one. It's not as good as a picture in terms of quality, but it just has a sort of frantic vibe. Yeah, you convinced me, Axel. Let's go with 1. Hey, Mitchie. How are you doing? Where's Bean? Hello, Bean. Where are you? Where'd you go? He's just under the table, chilling. He's lying down. I guess he finally used up all his energy before really biting my leg, which still hurts a bit. By the way, I think he got like past the pants into the flesh. I'm here to help until I pass out. It's always appreciated. Under the table is a very sensible place for a cat to be. It's true. He prefers to be over the table though, because he has a little bed. But can do whatever he wants. He's a free man. Okay, so the other day we downloaded a bunch of pupa pictures from different sources. The one we used for the first image, I believe, is this one. Yeah, that's the one. We can maybe use this one. I think I would probably be seeing this pupa from the back, right? So maybe this. It's a big ass pupa, by the way, right? But yeah, maybe this, because we want it to be broken at the back. I think that's where the pupa breaks from, right? Breaks from behind, and you get the bug coming out like that. Yes, Mitchie, that is Megalomorpha. Let's put up this one here right now. Let's do a quick selection here. Don't mind if the camera goes a little weird while it does. Okay. Obviously, we're gonna put a black and white filter over the top of the whole thing. And we kind of have a string here in the middle, but I think that's where I would put the pupa. I don't really know what size it should be because we don't have any good references, actually. Wait, that's too big. That's too big, right? Because we got the anchor here. I guess anchors can be different sizes. It's hard. What's a good size comparison we can get here? The railings, perhaps. The railings here, you know, probably meant to be about waist height. I guess we can zoom this or make this a little smaller. Hey, JMGR, or how do you pronounce that? Welcome. Did I just hear stomach growling? Perhaps. It's not growling because I'm hungry though, because I just ate something. That's weird that the mic would pick that up. You do Photoshop art? Nice. It freaked me out because my stomach just growled. Or sinked. Maxon and I have stink stomachs. That's what happens when you watch a stream for too long. Your stomach will sink to the streamers. Okay, so I feel like that's more or less where I would put it. But now I feel like we need to find good references of molting, say molt Moth. Because it's this specifically this moth. Or one in the same group. No, I want to see the mold from the pupa to the adults. Oh, is this it? No, this is right after the molt. That's when they inflate their wings. Come over. Come over, Bean. Hold on. Let me pick you up. Whoa. He wanted to come up and say hi to Chats. Say hi, Bean. Hello. See you, Banff. Have a good night. Weird dog. Here we go. Bean cam. Here it is. Try to stream as you're doing it, but nobody sees me. I started streaming to 0 people for many years. That said, Twitch is pretty horrible at recommending streams, so your best bet is to go to other places in social media and promote your streams through there. Okay, let me see if I can find a pupa molting. Is directly streaming his POV into our consciousness. Exactly, that's how it works. So here we got a newly molted moth, but not an image of the molting. Maybe videos will give me better luck. Like, I've definitely seen them. This Facebook. Okay, hold on. Raising moth caterpillars. A lot of it is like tutorials. Is there maybe a specific word I'm missing that means the... No, it's just talking about the molting of the... pupa molting? Oh, maybe it's molting with a U. That seems to be it. Abnormal pupil molting. Okay, so this is not the normal one. Let's check out the image still. Molt emerging. Perhaps. I think it might just be molting with a U. Caterpillar molting. Oh, this is cool. Let's check out videos. Better luck. Shedding its skin, turning into pupa. I don't think I've ever seen this. Hold on, let's... Let's just check these out. Ooh, it's wriggly. I love how they pop out of their own backs. It's so strange looking to me. Look at how it shakes the skin off like an old sock. There we go, that's the pupa. Here we have pupa to beetle. Okay, this channel might have a good time lapse. Let's search for pupa in the channel. No, it's just insects eating. But we got this one. So, okay, hold on. This is a full pupa. It's shaking. It's shaking its butts. Okay, it already lost its lower half. Ah, look at it go. Oh, that must feel so good. Emerging like that. Ecdysis? Is that the word? Damn, that's a fancy word. I like it. Ecdysis. Okay, that's giving me hemipterans. I want to look at a moth specifically, because I want to see how they come out with the wings and stuff. Yeah, this word seems to be more about like hemipterans, like these. Oh, good night, Jam. Me shaking my foot because I'm too lazy to bend down to remove my pants leg. I wish I could emerge and molt like that. Wait, you don't? Oh, he's hugging his old skin. I can't miss you, buddy. Well, that sure is loading. Why is that not loading? It's a YouTube video. Let's see this one. Okay, so that one does work. Here we have, okay, so that's a larva turning into the pupa. I love how they just pop out of the back. Wait, they used a little bit of string to keep themselves attached. That's cute. Don't you find it sort of creepy when the pupa is still like not hard, so it's still like squishy? It's so weird to me. Yeah, like it feels like a thing that shouldn't move, but it keeps wriggling around. Like obviously there's still an animal in there, but strange. Do we get... No, we don't get the full process. Let's see this. Oh. With royalty-free music. Okay. So that's the pupa, same as we saw. They just hang on these little pieces of string there. It's pretty wild. Okay, so this is a butterfly, but it's close enough. Oh yeah, pops out of the... kind of breaks out of the top. Yeah, and if you've never seen a butterfly leave the pupa, they leave with like these tiny wings and they have to inflate them. So it takes a while, as you can see. When they live, they're just like, you know, puny little wings. That's pretty wild. I love how he just does a little shake. Just like, oh, just waking up. Okay, so that was good reference. Let's see this one. Is this a pupa? Oh no, that's when it turns into the pupa. Oh, Hercules beetle. I love these guys. Look at how big they get. Just wait. Yeah! Yeah! Big guys! I love the Hercules beetle. And their pupas already have the big ass horn. It's great. And I love how the pupa keeps moving. Like, in many cases they just stay still, but beetle pupas, they just wriggle. Look at that big boy. Yeah! I love them so much. We'll keep those as pets, yeah? Oh, silk moths, yeah, I bet. People keep many bugs as pets. Here's a silkworm. That's Facebook. Look at how it wriggles. Oh, it's making its cocoon. Let's see this one. This one seems to have several insects. Oh, that's a whole ass video. That's 28 minutes. It's a cicada. Seem to have another butterfly soon. Oh, this is it. These are images. Okay, not all. But most of the molts we see are cicadas. Oh, here's another cool image where we see the whole process. That's kind of hit my camera, but okay. So butterflies seem to pop out from the top, interestingly enough. Kind of a nice bit of a moth with a similar cocoon emerging. Ooh, Cecropia. That's literally the one we're using. Okay, let's see you pop out. So this is probably the best reference you could have gotten. Thank you so much, Lemur. Oh, oh, there it goes. There it goes. It's popping out from the front then. It's taking its merry time. But you know, that's alright. It's been sleeping for a long time. I also take a long time to wake up. You have one of these moths? Oh yeah. I have the original Megalomorpha. Feels a little slow, but it's getting there. Yeah. You gotta give him time. It's tough to wake up. It's tough to wriggle out of your own skin. It's vaguely fleshy. There you go. Take your time, buddy. You got this. It's like, oh god, how much longer? Ugh. Oh, there it goes. I love how it just wriggled its arms. Like, let me out! I'm struggling here. Okay, taking a little break. That was a lot. Oh, 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 there we go, there we go. I have taken to live commentating bugs. Trying to get out of a wet bathing suit. Come on, buddy. You got this. You're doing it. Come on, buddy. Yeah. Let's move your arms around. It's not doing anything, but it's funny to see. There you go. Ah. That must feel so good when they finally escape. Yeah. Go, buddy. Run. Run. Oh, just took a big shit. That must feel incredible. Guy just woke up from a long slumber, just took the biggest shit. Okay, so this is a good image to aim for. So I feel let's go to iNaturalist once again and let's look up Cecropia moths. And let's see what they got for adults, because the other day we looked in iNaturalist, but we only looked for pupas. Cecropia moth. Okay, let's click on the species. Most moths don't have mouths. That depends on the moth. I don't know about Cecropia though. That was his first and last shit. They make cocoons in nature. Yeah, that's why it was so hard to find good pictures of them, of just the pupa without the cocoon. I love this picture. We also saw it on the other stream, but for those who missed the other stream. Kitty. Just like you, Bean. Okay, so we're filtering by license. Filtering by quality, life stage, adult. This one's missing an entire wing, poor boy. Okay, let's see what we can find. Some moths drink blood? Hell yeah. The cat looks perturbed. I mean, I would be perturbed too if I found a big ass moth like that. And I didn't know what it was. Put on some shoes, mate. Okay, so what I'm looking for... Oh, look how cute they are. Oh my god, they're fluffy. Yeah, I'm looking for images where we can kind of see them from the front, which is hard because that's not usually how you see moths. But this one's really good. Okay, let's open that one on its own. For free? Do you mean the pictures? Yeah, these are public domain. I have filtered, so we can only see the public domain ones. Let's see, there are 6 photos in that. I got different angles. These 2 are the best, though. This one's really good, too. Oh, you mean the foot picture? Someone putting their bear tootsies out there for free. Ooh, this one's good too. Pretty front facing. Fun fact, your sister wrote a book called No Fate for Free. It's currently being shopped to publishers. Hell yeah. I love their antennae. Okay, let's see. This one might be good for the face only. I'll probably have to combine a couple, one for the legs, another one for the face, etc. And just like the other Megalomorpha that we've been seeing for the last few stories, this Megalomorpha is going to be like a one in its quote-unquote like final form. It's already fused with a human long ago in the Viking Age, right? It's been sleeping since then. So it's probably going to mix the face with a skull or something. I don't know exactly how I'll mix them out. First I'll set up the moth and then I'll see what elements I mix in. It's probably going to be pretty blurry anyway, but yeah. Okay, that's all the ones we got for Cecropia. All the good ones, I mean. This one's facing the side, not the best. Okay, how about we go to the whole genus? So we take not only Cecropia, but all its brethren. Once again, filter CC0, life stage adults, quality grade any. And there's going to be other species now. That moth is getting 6G. The wing kind of looks like TV static, you're right. My favorite Megalomorpha stories is Circus Man with a Pet Ant. Hell yeah. Glad you like that one. Look at that close up. So cool. This one has undeveloped wings. Did it just come out of the pupa? Or is it just a messed up wing? It's interesting. The wing is supposed to look like this. This one's wrinkly. I don't know about this angle, but it might be good. Here we have a dead one, but it's lost its limbs and stuff, which doesn't make it too useful for us. Rip little moth. Look at them, so pretty. I'm gonna also download this one, in case I need good face texture. They're so fluffy. Okay. Let's go all the way up to the entire tribe, which has a bunch more beautiful and funky moths. And since I don't care about the wing patterning that much, look at this. Yeah. They're so cool. Moths are wild. Okay. Once again, CC0. Let's see. Look at this one. Oh, this one's really good. That's pretty much the perfect angle. We might need a different picture for the pupa. So a pupa is not as much from the side, a little bit more angled. But this is good. This one we already have. Look at those wings. That's just ridiculous. What do you do with all that wing? Oh, it looks like a snake. Do you guys see it? It's a face snake with 2 eyes. They're mimicking snakes. Oh, that's so damn smart. Right? I'm not making this up. It does kind of look like a snake, doesn't it? Polyphemus moth. Oh, Polyphemus moths are so cool. They have actual transparent bits on the wings. Little angry snake, yeah. This one also kind of does. You can see how it developed into a snake-looking thing from a more like random pattern. Look at those patterns. This is insane. It has pink. This one also has kind of a snake. Yeah, a lot of them have little snake on the edge. Cute. They move their wings in a manner to mimic snakes. That's so damn smart. I mean, I know it's not like smart because they're not doing it consciously, right? It's just how evolution do. But it feels so smart. Yeah, you can see more developed eye spots in this one. This one's tattered. I love how they just keep going with like one less wing. They don't care. Or like super tattered wings. Did we get this one? I think we did, right? Yeah, we do have this one. What does a snake think when they see that? This is like the uncanny valley for snakes. Yeah, I wonder if they get fooled as well. I don't think they would, since they would be probably better at recognizing the members of their own species, but it would be funny if a snake fell in love with a moth. Moog with cool eye spots. That's Cecropia. I never noticed that Cecropia had also the snake face. It does make sense, but this whole group has it. Whoa, this one's kind of golf. Okay, we found a few good ones so far. I love this one with all the little tiny friends around them. We can go all the way to Emperor Moths, which also has some really cool moths. And once again, give it a look here. What moths are they? Which only fit on Yuka? I have no idea. That's one of the theories behind those long tails of moths like Lunimoths. Birds can catch and tear those extensions without hurting their ability to fly. Oh, that's smart. Yeah, like this. What do you do with those antennae? That's too much, man. Yeah, Polyphemus. See, we talked about Polyphemus before. They have a literal transparent bits on their wings. Like, it's not a hole. There is a little bit of skin, you know, a little bit of a very translucent film covering it. But yeah, it's actually transparent. And I don't know, it might just make for better eye spots to scare away predators, or I don't know what it's trying to mimic specifically, but it is really cool. Here's one from back again. Oh, here's a close-up of that, so you can see what it actually looks like up close. Love the bright eye like this. Look at that. That's silly. That's just silly. But it's pink. Oh, this one's pretty tattered. See, it already got the tips of the wings bit off. Look at this. So cool. Does this one have translucent? Yeah. Big ass translucent spots. That's wild. And those eye spots are like actually kind of scary. Like, if I see this in the wilds, I'm like, that's a monster. That's a monster that's looking at me right there. You see this on a tree in like kind of dim conditions, I would freak the fuck out. Where these eyes are really good as well. Moths are insane, they're like dragons. They are. Sorry to keep getting excited about bugs and distracted, but I love looking at them. See, I didn't even know that much about insects before I started the Megalomorpha series, but just researching them through making that series. Oh, look at that! So scary. Researching them through making that series made me appreciate them so much. Look at that color palette. Just wild. Oh, look at this one. It mimics a leaf. With a stick bug next to it for good measure. Look at that Polyphemus. Oh, it's a fluffy chubby boy. Look at that. Bugs are something to be excited about, right? You're like, we don't often, like most people don't often look at bugs closely because they're so small, but I mean, not this one, but they tend to be so small. Also, again with the bare feet. Who's posting these puppies for free? But yeah, most people don't look at bugs because they're small and you don't really like take a close look at them. But it's fascinating. It's kind of like having an alien species on Earth. It's a group of animals that took a completely different path through evolution and just ended up in this such a completely different place. Its own niches and its own, you know, its own ways of life. It's really cool. Anyway, I think we got a bunch of good pictures. Look at this one. It's trying to hide. It thinks it's sneaky. It's like, they'll never catch me. I'm a master of stealth. Okay, let's download a bunch of the pictures I found. Just get a nice little library of them. Gotta name them all individually, which is really annoying. Another one. This one's really cool because it has glowy eyes too, which I know is a flash photo thing, but I just think it looks cool. So I might include that. Alright, which one is this? 7. Eight. Okay. Let's see. Let's go back to Photoshop. One time when you were in China, they had these big ass butterflies the size of your palm. Hell yeah. That's why I love raising caterpillars for moths and butterflies and looking at bugs in my yard over the years. Hell yes. That's so cool. Okay, so let's pull out all the images here. Let's see what we got. This one, if we have it backwards like this, kind of grabbing its own pupa, could work really well. Let's see this one. This one would work in the same way, but we would need a different pupa that's facing like away. So that might be a little harder, because I don't think we got pictures of pupas like that. Let me check. Not really. All the pictures we got are facing the side or the front. So this one might be a little hard. Same with this one, though I really love it. Yeah, this one, the tips of the legs are cut off, which makes it not great, but we could make those up for a different picture. So not entirely a lost cause. And this one's pretty small. This one I just picked in case I needed a face texture. And this one's really cool. Because, wait, why did it just do that? Oh, I pull out the center here. There we go. This one's really cool. Kind of hard to see in black and white. There we go. Much easier with reds. This one's possibly my favorite. But we would need a different pupa to fit that. You have an idea for an edit planned tomorrow? I'm gonna chill this stream till I sleep. Hell yeah, sounds good. Trying to learn maths? Oh my god, good luck. I was always awful at math. Look at how fluffy these boys are. So good. I love them. Yeah, this one could work quite well too. I'm kind of imagining just the front of the body with the legs kind of pulling up. Okay. What if we first do a selection here? What if we picked, and I'll probably have to do the selection quite manually because I don't think it's going to be great like that, but we'll see. Debating if going to university is the right call for you. I mean, if it's for math, probably. I don't think that's a field that you can self-teach that much in. This part of the body, not sure. I'm gonna keep it out. I think it isn't. Okay, that's not bad. So the idea I have is not using this pupa here, because it should be coming out from the front. But like imagining this is the right pupa and it's kind of the opposite way. Could be popping out its body like this. So I think that could work in that sense. Yeah. Yeah, that would be a pretty cool shot too. First year of the thing I want to study is full of maths, physics, and chemistry. Yeah. Yeah, then that's not really something you can self-teach in your boots, yeah. Good luck. You got this, Michi. Think about whether you feel naturally drawn towards studying. Not just like whether you like the subject. You feel like you could dedicate that amount of time towards studying. Yeah, I feel like nobody's like, or I guess some people are, but most people are not like really drawn to studying. But it's something you put up with for the, because you want to go into that career. So but yeah, it is a calculation. It is a choice that you need to make. Yeah, I like this. I like this. I think that's the composition. That's what we're gonna go for. First, I'm gonna take a real quick 5-minute or so break, and then yeah, we'll be back. We'll find the right pupa to put in here, mix it all together, see if it works, and then go into adding more creepy details to the mouth, and maybe adding a dead body in the water to imply that this big fight over the pupa just happened. I think that's what we're gonna do. So yeah, I will be right back. 5 or so minutes. See you in a minute. And we're back. Hello. Hope you didn't miss me. Bean didn't even escape. I thought he would definitely leave the camera area. Alright. So, back to art. Where were we? Yes, we have the moth, and we need to fill up the cocoon, the pupa, I mean. So, let's see if we have good images. Maybe this one? I feel like this one is good. Michi, what are you studying? That's gonna take 7 years. It's a long... Is that medicine? Medicine takes that long here. Hey, Cryptid. You got distracted while you're here. That's what matters. Okay, so let's see this. Ooh, baby, that's pretty much perfect. It's not quite the right proportions, it's a little bit compressed, but we can definitely just elongate. You've been dedicating your life so far to ensure you'd get into the program that you want. What do you want to get in? Agriculture engineering. It's 5 years where I live, but even the smartest people finish it in 7. Oh yeah, that happens with a lot of engineering careers here as well. Like especially the first couple of years, they make them really, really hard to pass, to kind of act as a sort of filter. Plant biotechnology, hell yeah. 55 stream straight, hell yeah, scripted. Flavor bug? The Megalomorpha flavor. Big type bug. So we got the bug popping up with the legs kind of wriggling around. I feel like that works quite well. About the wings, I feel like I can just have like the tips of the wings pop out like this. Mom and your dad are engineers, so there's a certain pressure to go to university. I mean, that's gotta be your choice at the end of the day, though. University is not the only choice. I say that as someone who studied 7 years of university, I mean 6 years of university, which is medicine here, and then 1 year of a course after university to attempt an exam. Someone who studied all that to then just do art, I can tell you from experience that it's definitely not the only, university is not the only way of doing things. So don't let parental pressure get in the way of your choice. It's your life at the end of the day, not theirs. Like, I'm sure my parents would have preferred for me to do medicine and not arts. I don't care. I do my thing, and it's their choice whether to support me or not. Which thankfully they do, but if they hadn't supported me, I would have still done it. What is an MCAT? When? Oh, and thanks for the save reminder. I don't think I've saved since the start of the stream. Oops. It happens. Okay, now these tiny little bristles, I think I'm just gonna cut around them. Gonna cut out the shape of them. And then I guess I'll just kind of brighten under them and hope that works. You came from a family of generational poverty. You were one of the first to graduate from college, but didn't have a particular degree. So that didn't go with the plan. It was just expected for you to go. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's something of the American model that I don't really understand. In Spain, you go to college for, you know, this type of engineering, and that's what you do. You don't get a choice. You just get the choice of what university you go to, what course you do, and then you just got to follow the curriculum to that for a few years. Like, you can change universities, and if you go to like a related, let's say you start one type of engineering and then you want to switch to another, the first year courses are going to be quite similar, so you can jump from one to the other, and they'll still keep your grades from those courses. But apart from that, you just jump into something, and that's what you get. Oh, see you, Nid. Have a good sleep. That is an exam to actually get into medical school. No, in Spain we have an exam that you do at the end of high school. That's for like a national exam for everybody. And based on those grades, you get into medical school. You got to have one of the best grades to get into medical school, though. So some people prepare that exam for more than a year. But then the big exam that we get in medicine is at the very end of, like, after you finished your medical studies. There is a big another national exam to get your residency, and which is where I stopped, basically. Like, I was preparing that exam, and that's where I gave up, or I switched. So I could still technically, like, if I want to go back into medicine, I can just go back to preparing that exam, and it would take me a year to prepare it because it's a really, really hard exam. But I could go back to preparing that. Not that I'd want to. It was excruciating, but it was the thing that one of the big reasons that made me reconsider medicine. In America, higher education is part of the quote-unquote American dream. But I feel like it's the same here, though. Like, there is a pressure to go to university. I don't think that's uniquely American, though. Okay, so also let me hide all the pictures I didn't use. Other backgrounds. This I'm gonna call other moths. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I need to make it look like this pupa is breaking open. And as we've seen from the videos, this usually happens, you know, through the seams here. So they kind of break the face plate here, these seams, and they pop out like through the middle here, right? So you can see all these little bits in between the seams. They kind of come undone and they hang off on the sides. So what I'm thinking is we take a picture like this one where we can see clearly all those little bits, and we take them individually and start putting them on the side, kind of like they're hanging off the side. I feel like that's probably a good way of doing it, but we'll see if it works. So I'm gonna make this darker, not that dark. Also, yeah, the base pupa needs to be way darker. Like so. Okay, so let's see about this. You want to learn difficult stuff to make your brain big and juicy? Let's see, hold on. Maybe this one's better. Oh yeah, this one's definitely better. Okay, so I'm going to take these little bits, try to separate those individually. Especially these ones on the left. Because that's where it breaks. It's fun how you can see in the pupas, you can sort of see the shape of the kind of half-formed adults. You can see the face, you can see the legs, you can see the antennae, and you can see the wings. It's pretty wild. Thank you for listening to my little rant. Of course, it is a pleasure. Whatever you do, don't worry, there are no wrong choices. And changing your mind is always an option. I would say that changing your mind is, you know, when you're still young and in university, that's the time to change your mind. So there's absolutely no shame in that. Okay, now let's turn these into smart objects. And let's see, we can have the wing kind of popped out to the side. And we can have these kind of hang off, I mean, all around it. Kind of makes it feel like it's cracking open, right? You know, I might take the whole thing and just slightly rotate it. Like so. Kind of like it's pushing forward and it's lifting itself a little bit off the ground. So just to give you a little bit of shadow under it. To explain what I mean. Like so, right? It's just forcefully pushing forward. Hey, Pyro. Something a little bit like this. Hey, Laos. Cracking up a cold one with the boys. The boys have forcefully commandeered a ship in reference to their god. The cold one. Okay. Let me see if I can figure this angle out for the wing. That works, I think. Okay, so I'm gonna take all these little hanging bits, I call them hanging bits. How it would be to melt into ooze within shelter and emerge anew. Bet it feels good as hell to the bug to just pop out of the pupa. Especially after all the effort they seem to be going through. Seems to be like super hard to get out. I gotta figure out the crop in these legs. because one of them is like behind a thing, so it's kind of cut off in a weird way. Unfolding and decrumpling the wings too. Oh yeah. It's be like getting out of tight clothes. Now the hair tool seems to be doing an okay job at these edges. They're going to be fairly blurred out anyway, so we don't have to do them in like high detail. Honestly, that looks pretty good. Okay, kind of messed it up there, but no longer constrained and bound by flesh and sinew, allow to flow and relax and melt into a blissful ooze. Hell yes. Bug poetry. Let us ooze on this fine night. They should make poetry for bugs. So, someone make a haiku for bugs, please. Oh, are you thinking of that bug, that book that's made entirely by random symbols that bugs made? I saw that and I tried to buy it, and it was impossible. It was like a really short, really small batch that they made, and it's pretty much impossible to get nowadays. I was in a snooze, then I became lots of ooze. That'd be how it does. You even tried to rhyme the haiku. Really good. Bugs are really cool. Did you know they are small guys? They are super cool. That's true. Although I'll strike 1 point off for rhyming cool with cool. Emma Dickinson has a poem about bugs. Hell yeah. Everyone should have a poem about bugs. Wrote a poem for class about worms, if that counts. I'm sorry, worms are not bugs. You gotta try harder. Imagine how uncomfortable it must be to have to mold on a moving ship during a storm. Okay, let's see. In the background picture, let's try to find the darkest color. Hold on, I can do this in a better way. Let's go to, what's the thing? Threshold. The darkest bits are those two on the edges, but ignoring those, yeah, this is like the darkest area. So that right there is gonna be, our black is gonna be 68, which is pretty wild. That's 68. And as for white, we're gonna do the opposite thing. We're gonna start the threshold from the other side and removing the edges. The whitest bit here is this water, which is about 226. So I input that here. This little trick lets us have a levels layer that, you know, constrains the colors or the levels to whatever's around them. A beetle ascends, sublime and iridescent, a beautiful beast. That's a really good haiku one. I'm sure there's a bug that is a worm. Worm is not one kind of animal. I guess caterpillars are kind of the worms of bugs. I made one a while ago at a campfire about encountering little creatures. You have a little tradition of burning poems of campfires and trying to remember them. Oh, that's nice. Oh, bug big and juicy. That's one too many, right? Oh, bug big and juicy. Yeah. Ooze and emerge into yourself, big boy. Hell yeah, look at you. You know, I'll take it. It's haiku-ish. We'll make that an honorary haiku. What did I do? Full screen? No. There we go. Yeah, where's the shadow coming from in this image? It's also wet. It's kind of hard to tell. Seems to be kind of an overcast day. But I would say it's coming from the back, because most of the things that are facing us, like these, are mostly in darkness, while the tops of it are bright. So I would say the light is kind of coming from behind here, which would make a shadow over here make sense. I got other pictures, actually. Hold on. Is it the other side of the boat? Or... no, it must be the same one, but just flipped for some reason. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell with the reflections. But yeah, I would generally say that the light is behind us. So it's not super, super clear, so I'm not going to make super strong shadows. I mean, when Hollow Knight music fits the art. Oh yeah, that's true. That's perfect. Ignore the bit of string here, the bit of rope. I don't know why I call it a rope string. Yeah, same thing, basically. Let me quickly patch it back on. See, easy, done. I'm gonna see if by doing this current layer. It's not the best. I guess it is a start. Making all the edges soft. And then I'm cutting into it like this. There we go. Does that make sense, actually? It kind of messes with the perspective. I might remove that piece of rope, actually. It might be more trouble than it's worth. I'll just destroy it. Much easier than dealing with it. Just some good old clone stamping. Best tool in Photoshop. Temptation to add me when hollow music my to the quote spot. Do it. Add it, let us not forget. Small and minuscule, writhing with a bated breath, wanting a rebirth. This is really good. You're great at haikus, man. Will you add more lore to the Megalomorpha series? What do you think I'm doing? Yeah, there's an expansion on a previous story. So it's the very first story of Megalomorpha that I'm taking and expanding. We got this image, and now we got the bug coming out. I'm gonna have a shower and think how we felt disintegrate into my own skin. Okay, Mitchie, see you later. Okay, so this is all the moth. I'm thinking of whether I should make the moth really dark, so it's a little hard to tell what is what apart from the silhouette. Or if I should go the other way around and make it quite bright to contrast against the pupa that's really dark. I don't know. What do you guys think? What was the question? I'm thinking whether to make the moth itself with all the wriggly legs and the antenna and stuff. To make it really dark, so it's pretty much just a silhouette, or make it really bright, something like this. Both are just means to obscure it a little bit to make it harder to read, but I don't know which one is better. Oh, thank you for the save reminder. Literally emitting lights. It's too literal, too literal. An awaiting wasp, poised and perfectly aware, eggs spared to be laid. That's really good. It's really good. You're cooking right now, and like, what if it's dark for the most part? We make the eyes, or the base of the eyes, really dark, but then add a wide reflection in them. Kind of like those flash pictures of moths where the eyes shine. That's creepy, I like it. Googly. Would overexposing the whole photo as it was hastily taken make sense? I mean, it's already overexposed. Like, you're looking at a very overexposed photo as a base. As you can see, like, even the darkest bits in the photos are just, you know, dark gray. And that's the ones that are close to the camera. The ones in the, like, the main picture here, that's the darkest bits. And I would call this, like, slightly dark gray. So it's already quite overexposed. I mean, the moth could be overexposed as well. With really high contrasts like this. I feel like that's a bit too dark. I'm slowly pulling it up. Because even though, you know, it's not as realistic, like realistically the mouth would be just wriggling on the ground, but... I think it looks creepier if it's sort of standing, kind of. Let me first take the whole thing. Move it a little like this, or hold on. Give that the shadow, please. Turn into a gift. Into a gift where the whole scene rocks back and forth. It would be visually cool, but not realistic. I don't think this guy was carrying a video camera in 1905. It's the kind of thing I wish I could do more, but, you know, because it looks cool, but it's like not a realistic thing people would have taken, so it kind of removes the found footage aspect from things. I know you didn't mean it seriously, but it just reminded me of that. There's a high school poetry competition with a $400 prize. So maybe I'll do bucks for it next year. Hell yeah. Finally, make poetry for bugs official. I'm just taking more and more work on myself. Don't worry, poetry it's not quite work. It's the arts. Don't worry about it. Alright, it's slowly standing up. Every time I move something, just make it stand up a little more. Gonna make the antennae pretty light like this, so I don't feel like a block, you know. Damp wriggling larva to iridescent marvel metamorphosis. That's really good. Doing 5 AP classes, equivalent to a college class. A plant science project where you're working with possibly carcinogenic chemicals. And your horrible 208 plant list. Leave some work for the rest of us, Wen. You got in bed? Okay, Jennifer. Have a good sleep. And we're with colchicine. Nice. I'd say be careful, but I know you probably already are. Okay, I'm gonna take the whole moth, turn it into a single layer, so I can move it around. Let's wriggle the moth. Yeah, I want to move its legs around. I want to puppet it. I want to make it do a little dance. Look at it go. A little better silhouette there. Colchicine was for gout, yes. Was not, is. Little treatments. It's used in plant breeding to induce polyploidy. Really? I only knew it from its medical use. It's really interesting. Didn't know it had an effect on plants. You don't know of me, but I share this world with you. No harm come to be. Oh, that's cute. Want to hug a moth? Let me hug a moth right now. Let me hug a moth. I'll also accept that one. There's a bit of a texture here that's pretty much pure whites because just the camera didn't capture that much detail. So I'm just going to introduce a little bit of textures from the rest of the hair over here, and hopefully that'll make it a little more readable. Let's see. Make the cocoon even darker. Keep calling the pupa the cocoon, but don't think about it too hard. Did double groups have your cells? Twitch says I have 0 viewers. It doesn't do on my end. Must be a thing on yours. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with the moth so far. Now, I want to introduce some humanoid elements. We could do like the Alfredo and have them. I would have a human skull in the front here. Although it could kind of be broken in the eyes. So it can... So the actual eyes can be here. I don't know how this would work. But let's just find a skull real quick from over here. And let's see how we apply it. Let's see, a skull that's facing sideways. One like this, perhaps? From Catacombs, it looks like. Siphon raptured all Valdevia viewers. No! I'll take them. I wasn't even done with the stream. It's so rude. Ooh. Well, sure did something here in the back, but I don't think I'll need the back anyway, so... Yeah, I think this could work. Obviously it needs to be darker. Sorry, when, but I just saw the out of context the message. I barely understand sexual reproduction. That was really funny. Okay, so we could have the eye be around here. It's pretty cool, I think. Whoa, that's a lot of plant words. Or you're hybridizing plants. That's so cool. Should we keep it to just the skull as like human elements? It's like, okay, what else have we done? We have done a lot of bones, generally. Tio Alfredo had the rib cage visible on the abdomen, but like this one's hairy, so I don't think that would be too visible. And then we've had a couple with humanoid hands, with like fingers on their front legs. But that would be kind of hard with how we can see the legs here, because they're not really that easy to see. You guys ready for a cool bug fact? I'm always ready, baby. Oh yeah, this should also have a reflection. Our baby boy. Not a super clear reflection, but you know, something like this. So let's just take the whole moth. Oh, let's actually... Okay, I'm gonna copy the whole moth into a single group. Also, this is what it looks like with color. It's pretty badass. I'm gonna take it and put it under the whole group. So next to the shadow, which should be here. And then we're just gonna... I guess it took the shadow too. Oh, I'm so silly. Let me remove the shadow real quick. There we go. Right, there we go. Shadow removed. Cool bug facts. One day you will answer for your action. God might not be too merciful. Oh yeah, thank you for the bug facts. I know I can always rely on you guys for cool bug facts. Let's see, how do I replicate these shadows or these reflections? I guess it's just blurring and then... Maybe adding them on one of these modes. Like a soft multiply. Okay, so it would definitely not be on the water because there's a bunch of water rushing in. So it'd be outside the stream of water. Here you wouldn't get much of a reflection with how turbulent it is. I was imagining God as a praying mantis. Yeah, that's true. What kind of bug would God be? I'd say a beetle. Just for the fact that there are more species of beetle than pretty much any other animal. So, if God truly made man in his image, well, man is actually a beetle. Is someone calling at the door at 7? I think that might be my mom who left and forgot the keys or something. Hold on, I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna check with. Don't worry, I'm not dead. It was indeed my mom who left really early for work and she forgot her phone. So she couldn't call me. So she was ringing the door incessantly. So yeah, no worries. It was no stranger at the door. What happened made me sit up and pay attention. You woke up. Oh, what a tragedy. This is the worst thing to ever happen to a kitty. Woken up for no reason. This is so mean and cruel to you. Didn't we learn that there are more species of parasitoid wasps than beetles? Are they? Hell yeah. Okay, where were we? And I will take Wasp God. That's great. Okay, I'm also making the edges. This is a little reflection kind of wobbly. it's not perfect reflection. Then we add the actual shadow in. They would kind of overlap, to be honest, so there we go. Okay, so we got our bug. Now, the other thing I wanted to add to this image was a dead guy. And the problem is finding a good dead guy to put into this picture. I can't just go to Unsplash and get a picture of a man lying down, because the person has to be dressed as if it was the 1905. So that limits us a bit. But it is one of the reasons I was looking for pictures of like workers and stuff, and like, you know, like this guy, for example, in a weird position could work. Really bad picture though. What if God is the Golgi apparatus? I would say God is the mitochondria. It's in every complex organism. Just a little bacteria that inserted itself and now lives on. This guy lying down like this. Maybe. What is that groovy kinesin protein with a funny walk? Yeah, with the big shoes. I know the one you're talking about. Let me do a shitty selection of this guy. I just want to see if the pose works. He's tiny. He's climbing. When people are pests of bugs. Okay. Be serious. Let's be serious for a second. Could be like in the back there getting battered by the water. This big, approximately? Not sure. Tiny man and his bug friend. Or boyfriend. Who knows? Is part of the guy? I'm not sure. Really hard to see the silhouette. Thankfully, a lot of it is going to be covered by water. Doesn't look very dead. Maybe he's in the process of dying, you know? It's getting battered by the... So it's about to fall overboard. So this guy should definitely... Hold on. Definitely be brighter like this. be a vesicle? How do you say that? Absorbed by the Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus. Well, I guess there's vesicles that go in. Yeah. It's basically a series of sacs that participate in like the protein making machinery of the cell. So they're like in goes the kind of the raw protein, and it kind of goes through a bunch of different little vesicles until it finishes as a fully made protein. This boy's getting battered. He's not dead, he's resting. What if, hold on, move him up and he's sort of like holding on to dear life here. Just being pushed around. Yeah, I think it works. Gonna blur the edges. Not that much. Just a bit. There we go. Let's see. Are there any other guys I can put from this image? Got a little fisherman looking guy there. But no, not really. Let's see if we got anything else. Like maybe we can have a guy flying overboard or just on the in the water. Like some guy going, whoa! Or maybe just a little guy kind of back here going like, hey, don't leave me alone. Okay, good night, Wen. Very much for coming and chatting. Cool cell video. What you got? Hold on, it doesn't let me see the embed. Is it the one where we see the little walking kind of scene? I hope so. I'll be so disappointed. Look at him go. Ooh, I love how the tubules are sort of unraveled. Oh, look at the DNA. Let's see. Oh, it has the little legs. Okay, okay. It has the little legs. They're just very small. Kind of hard to see here. Why is it in 3D? Oh. Oh. It's a 360 video. I forgot YouTube had those. That's why it was so, like, blurry quality. Interesting. Okay, I don't think I'll find pictures of a guy going overboard, although that would be really fun. Let's see, out of the other ones I got of people in boats from the era, do I have any others that could work, mayhaps? No, these are all the ones I had as a base. I have this one of a guy looking into a sextant. You got these two guys fighting. I do like the guy with the gun. The pose on the machete guy is a bit too exaggerated, but I like the gun guy. Stick figures really add to it. Let's see the sextant guy. Without the sextant, of course. Just the guy. Picked up the sextant and like everything around it. Selection tool was like, I have no idea what a sextant is. Never studied maritime history. But you know what, selection tool? Shame on you. Yeah, I was thinking that of the getting thrown off or holding on to the edge like this kind of pose. Or tripping, literally falling off. Small guy too, it's a polycule. He's also climbing on the guy. On the moth. I think this could work. Nope. Gaussian blur that edge. Since we can't see the full feet because they were like under some railings or something in the original, it doesn't matter because they're in the water now. Through careful consideration and introspection, I decided my organs turning into goo while I'm alive would in fact not be relaxing. I prefer my spleen to be separate from my larynx. I don't know. I think they would make a pretty nice pair, but whatever. Hey Michi. The splarynx enjoyer. Okay, what if we gave this guy some motion blur? Maybe not motion blur. Maybe blur gallery, path blur. That's the one. Because I want the blur to go like this, but kind of create a radial path. Because the guy is like falling at an angle. He's not doing a perfectly straight movement. So, whoa. Careful there. Okay. We can make him go faster. Faster. Ah. Okay, but just a little bit. Like from the base to here. Let's see that. Yeah, that's pretty good. Max speed sextant, man. Please put that in the quotes. So that one day people may remember this without context and go like, what the hell might have inspired the words max speed sextant, man? Thank you, thank you. No attribution, no context. It's perfect. Nobody shall know. Max speed sextant, man. Okay. I think I'm done with everything I wanted to do here. Do you guys have any other suggestions? Obviously, we need to sign this. So while I sign it, feel free to drop in any suggestions you might have. That said, where the hell do I sign this? Dance, doing a little dance. And the railings. Magic Nightbook quote, or should I go to university? And the quote says, he hates me, he wants me dead. What does that mean? Someone distant and faintly in the water. Nah, I felt like that might be too much. We already got two people, and I would have put the person in the distance here, because that's the best like space, I feel like, but we already got the guy falling overboard. So, I feel like that space is pretty well covered. I'm studying veterinary to train Bean to give kisses. He already gives the best kisses, don't worry. You don't need to train him. He does it of his own volition most of the time. Oh, he's such a sleepy boy. Not even moving. Oh. Let's reflip that. This spot could be good for a signature, or oh, these two those two lines. Let's see. First off, I am making this darker and below 2. And that just gives us 2 pretty clean lines like that. Now we can copy one of them. Put that on lighter color. Yeah. It's gonna be good. cat is in the exact same position. They're syncing up. If you were a bug, what bug would I be? Weevil. Not even a question. Weevils are the best bugs, and one day everybody will understand. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. There we go. We got a signature. El wee wee, exactly. You guys know, you guys know. One day I'll make a Megalomorpha Weevil, but I still haven't found a way to make them creepy. Weevils are just too cute. Impossible. How am I supposed to make them creepy? This was my sketch, by the way. Just perfect. It looks like a little ghost. I'll keep the sketch. Don't worry. It's perfect. It's beautiful. I love my sketches. They're so well done. Okay, so as usual, I'm gonna blur until we lose all the detail except for the noise, or until we start losing detail on the background picture, which seems to be around the 2.5 mark. Yeah. So then we're gonna resharpen at about the same rates. I always try to keep it silly sketches. I don't know. I don't think I'll do anything with them, but I like to keep them. Okay, no vignette here. Definitely some grain. So we need to bring that good old film grain back from this blurry mess. And here we can mess with the contrast, but I don't know. Might make things a little darker. Because I kind of like how it makes, you know, the pupa pop out. Pupa pop out. Fun combination of words. And then first let's hit OK, because I like it this way. How does it go with this one? This one's much higher contrasts. You know, it can be an old camera thing where they take some pictures with really low contrast because they're just overexposed. Film has that sort of quality to it. USB antennas turned out good. Yeah, they actually turned out quite good. That's true. Hold on, I made this bit here bothers me slightly. Now that I look at it. So I might just brighten that. And darken the hair a little. There we go. Copy those filters. Yeah, that's better. Much nicer. Now, since I always try to check what the new lens blur filter does, this one, oh, you can't see it. Hold on. Sorry, Bean was in the way. The new lens blur filter, and it's kind of a new process where they try to determine the depth of the image automatically and then apply a blur based on that. And I'm just trying it out in pretty much every image just to see what it does. And in some cases I'm incorporating it if it does well, but in some cases it's pretty clunky. So yeah, your mileage may vary. Like for example, this is what it decided the depth was in this image. So like this is up close and this is far. And it got it pretty well for like the whole of the ship. But this front bit is ridiculous, this thing. So yeah, it didn't do well. And if you ask it to blur, you can see it doesn't blur any of this, blurs the rest. And it does look fairly good, but yeah, it's just like if you gotta fix that out manually, it's a mess. And also if you blur, it reduces or it removes all the fun little effects of old photos, all the dust, all the grime, all the good stuff, which by the way is exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna add a little bit of dust since we had to blur some of that away when we put it all together. So this is a dust texture that I like a lot because it not only adds dust, it adds a bit of grimy texture as well. So you can add that above or below. I think above looks better, but I'm going to reduce that effect slightly. There we go. Any other grime we can add? Got a lot of like dirty textures like this. These are too much though. Too strong. Way too much. These transparent ones are also pretty extreme. That's good. Okay, let me try one of these. Because they have just the right amounts of little dusty, grimy bits. So you can put it on screen and it just, you know, just adds this sort of thing. That's nice. Or it can be the opposite. Okay, I can also do multiply and then invert. And this will add black spots. So we have white and black spots, which is also a common thing in all images. And it helps a lot with like stuff that has been blurred, like this guy who's had that movement blur applied. As you can see here, it looks very fake, very artificial. After you've added all this, boom, it feels like part of the image, way more. Oh, I've just had a little idea. Let's try this out as a one last thing. I'm gonna go to the other photos. And there's one that has a big splash of water. This one's pretty good. Let's see the best splash we can find. I think this one's the best. So I wanted to take this splash and add it on like the back of the pupa, just here, like this wave is coming in and it's splashing against it. Would make for more of a dramatic effect, I think. Okay, so let's see how we add this. Thinking it's gonna be one of these, like this edge, but I don't know if here or here. So for now, I might add it like this. Put it maybe on lighten mode, and then darken the edge. It's kind of hard to show against the already bright background. Hey, Beignet. Hoping your son, it's cool. Hell yeah. Might not be live for much longer, so if I don't catch you later, see you, Beignet. Or hold on, I could flip this. Yeah, okay. Could just be the wave coming in this way. Could also work, I think. Okay, so if I put this on lighten, I think lighten works pretty well. If I darken the background like so. But I'm gonna have to mix it with just a normal version of the layer with nothing on it. Like so. A little smaller. What do you think of the splash, guys? Is it more dramatic? Is it better? Compared to without? It does add to the drama of the scene, I think. Poor thing is being washed away right as it's emerging. Let's see with all the filters. Before and after. Yeah. I should have thought about the storm before mind controlling those people. You know what? Fair. That's fair. Stop. There we go. Another little thing. As I'm looking at this image, I feel like there should be splashes around this guy as well. I can take some splashes from here, though. It's either that, or I can take the same splashes I used for the bug. Just make them smaller. Which might actually work better, because they're already kind of prepared for that. Let's see, though. Yeah, that's quite nice. Oh, did it get over the... Oh, it blurred over the antenna a little bit. But it actually doesn't bother me too much. Looks good. Okay. I think I'm going to call this one done for now. Since it's Megalomorpha and I'm very perfectionist about it, I might come back to it. But I am trying to not do that as much because if I keep being this perfectionist about Megalomorpha, the result is that I'm never gonna upload anything because I keep thinking it's not good enough. So I'm gonna have to force myself to be okay with it, even though it's not perfect. I think. Just let go of that a little bit, you know? But yeah, we got the two images, and I might change this one a little bit to match the other. Like, for example, I might take the top layers from here, which, by the way, I'm going to save this as a PSD as well. Take the top layers from here and put them... Hello? Doesn't let me move them. Hold on. Let me try with the tablet. Oh, with the tablet it works. Great stuff, Photoshop. Thank you. Yeah, take some of that. Maybe we kind of reduce the contrasts in this image a little bit. and I'll have to reduce it manually in some places, but kind of gives us an idea. This works a little better already, you know? But yeah, I'll tweak that a little bit as I work on the story and how I'm going to present the full thing with the old images and the new, right, like the diary entries and stuff. But this honestly was great. I feel like, you know, I've been stuck with Megalomorpha for a long time, and just doing this one thing that is not a story, it's just like a little update to an old story. I feel like that's much better for my brain. Like, I don't get stuck there as easy. So to me, it's, you know, it's been good. Maybe that's what's gonna give me the push to actually get the other 2 parts I have in the works done. Which, by the way, little update on one of those 2 parts. There's one that you might remember. I worked on this long time ago. About an artist, and that was going to be a collab thing. Well, the collab part of it kind of dropped out, unfortunately, because the other artist just couldn't work on it, didn't have time. So unfortunately that couldn't be. So I'm gonna have to change the story a little bit, because the other artist, my partner in that specific story, was going to do a painting, and the artist was supposed to be like, you know, a painter and a sculptor. So I might just keep this guy as a sculptor, or I might try painting something myself, but I'm not good at painting, so I don't know. I'll see what I do with that, but it might need a little bit of rewriting. So that might be something I do on streams here and there over time. It's going to take a bit, but yeah. Gotta get that one done. Gotta get it to completion. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna call it today, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Who has been so sleepy this stream, quite wild. He started the stream by biting my legs, and then relaxed a bunch. So I guess he got it out of the system really early. Thanks for the offer, Mitchie. But no, we'll see. I need, like, I have a very specific thing in mind. We'll see. I'll have to rewrite first. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. We'll be streaming, if all goes well, again tomorrow, where I'll be making the second part of the spine barnacle that I worked on last stream. I think I might do the facade instead. So yeah, it's still not super settled, but that's the idea. So I'm glad you love big bugs. That's been really fun indeed. Y'all, see you tomorrow.